Now, commencement is about the students. Commencement is about the students and what they have to say. It's about them, it's for them, and we grown-ups just try to keep things moving along and get out of the way. The first order of business today is to make the salutatory address. And our salutatorian this year, chosen by vote of his classmates, is Gail. Welcome, Ben. Don't go away.
Wow. This is just like my dreams. Except in my dreams, I'm usually naked. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be speaking today. I never really knew what a salutatorian was until I became one. So I looked it up. And what a salutatorian does is they salute everyone. They kind of get things off to a start. They kick off the ceremony. Now, that's a very specific duty because you're really just giving the introduction. Getting people ready. You're like an appetizer. Or you're like a trailer before a movie. Or, these kids might know it as pre-gaming. And to those in the audience who don't know what pre-gaming is, it's when you play a game of chutes and ladders before playing a game of categories, kind of to get you ready, And so I didn't really know what a salutatorian speech should look like. So I did what I do whenever I'm struggling with an English paper or a history paper. And that is, I went on the internet to find examples. And I found some examples. I found things titled Best Salutatorian Speech. And I read them, and they were pretty bad because they were formulaic. It was always the same thing. It was always, "We did it, guys. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Jesus," stuff like that. And so I knew I was going to have to do it on my own. And so I examined the different approaches I could take with it. And I could be big and profound and say something like, "It took the Earth 4.54 billion years to make us so that we could make this moment in time." But that would be ridiculous. Because as we all know, the Earth is only 6,000 years old. Now, I could try telling a bunch of inside jokes like, check this out. "Bunkhouse 1? Bunkhouse 1! Yeah! But that would alienate the audience. We don't want that. So I realized that with most of the things that I've written, I just start from the beginning. I just start writing and see where it goes. So I started from the beginning. 9th grade, when I was a new student here. And 9th grade, by the way, according to colleges, is the year you were born, because nothing that you do before then matters. And so I was a new student in 9th grade. And right off the bat, I wanted to make a name for myself. I wanted to be somebody. I'm just going to take this off, because it's slipping off my big head. And so I decided that I would be a jock. And I would go into athletics. And so I signed up for cross country, and I tried it out. And the thing with cross country is, you're never really going anywhere. It's just all about running, and there's no destination. So I was always having kind of an existential crisis when I was running, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this to myself? And another thing with cross country, to warm up, you do warm-up laps, which is just running. And for the training, you do more laps, which is just running. And to cool down, you do cool-down laps, which is more running. And that's not my idea of cooling down. My idea of cooling down is collapsing, vomiting in a trash can, and then eating an Otter Pop, not necessarily in that order. And so what I'm saying is I quit after a day. And I decided instead I would try and be a genius. I would get straight A's in all my classes. And one day I would be writing furiously on a blackboard, trying to figure out how many licks it really takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop or whatever. And I realized that in order to get to that point, I had to study and work hard and give up video games, and I wasn't willing to do that. So I comfortably became a slightly below average student. And at Harvard-Westlake, the thing is, the average is just way up here, so that's okay. I'm fine with that. And finally, I thought if I can't be a jock and I can't be a nerd, I'll just be one of those cool guys, you know, like a high school Casanova. One of those cool guys. Everyone will see me in the hallway, they'll be like, wow, look at Ben. Look at Ben, I want to be cool like Ben. That guy. What a cool guy, right? Thing was, I was tall and I was very thin, and when you combine those two, you get gangly. And also, I had very soft features, and you don't get many ladies with a name like Babyface Ben. So that was out, and I had a bit of a crisis, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where my place was. But a little into the year, during math class, when I wasn't paying attention because, you know, numbers, I started drawing comics. Little funny things that I would show to my friends. And I remember they were very vulgar, very gross. Because I found out that if you're just really gross with your humor, people are gonna laugh anyway just because they get a little uncomfortable, but you'll get the uncomfortable laugh, kind of like, did you just say that? But I'll take it. And so I would watch the clock waiting for class to end, and the teacher would always say, all right, everyone, you know, we're about done. Here are your tests. Ben, you're really slipping, you know, I need to meet with you, whatever. And I would leave, and I would go to my friends, and I would show them my comics, and they would laugh, and I loved it. And that was my favorite part of the day, showing them what I had made, watching them laugh. And so, in a few years, that love of entertaining people and connecting with them would lead me to pursuing student government and theater, and that's what I came to love. And that's what I came to be known for. And I finally found my place, my niche, or my niche, or my Nietzsche. I think that's a philosopher. But the reason I'm telling you all of this, and the reason I've been talking so much about myself is, one, I like to talk about myself, and two, I feel like I've kind of underwent the same journey a lot of people have. You know, such a big part of high school is finding where you fit in and being recognized for who you are. And we all want validation in everything we do. And for some of us, it's an added bonus to accompany the fruits of hard work. And for others, it's a driving force. But whatever stake you have in getting your own time in the sun, when it happens, it's intoxicating. And it's a message to all those people who repeat phrases like, you can't do it, and you're not good enough, and Ben, I love you like a brother, and nothing more. But we did do it, and we are good enough, because we graduated, and we survived Harvard, bad word that the administration wouldn't let me say, Westlake. We survived Harvard, beat your ass with a textbook Westlake. We not only made it through the social challenges of high school, but we made it through the academics of a college prep school. And we made it through the loss of classmates who we're now going to carry with us as we travel through the world. And with every senior who comes up here and gets their name read, know that name carries with it a story just like mine of someone making that name their own. And we've made our marks, and we've made identities for ourselves that we're going to be able to hold on to, because we're starting from the beginning. In college, we're going to start from the beginning. After college, we'll be out in the world, and again, we're going to start from the beginning. But what makes it easier is that we know who we are, and we've helped each other uncover where we fit in. Because every single one of us does fit in somewhere, even if it sometimes doesn't feel like we do. And so to every person in the audience, every mother, father, brother, sister, cardboard cutout face, crazy uncle, cousin who just got his art degree and is just crashing at your house for a while. When you see your students get your diploma, I hope you're half as proud of them as I am to have them as a peer, and to identify myself as a graduate of the class of 2013. Thank you very much. Enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Ben. I love you. Like a grandfather.